All right. Happy goodness. What is today? Wednesday already. Oh, the holiday makes the week go fast, at least for those of us who had the holiday. In any case, welcome, welcome. We are looking at Tabletop Mirror. I discovered this the week before last, or not last week, pretty recently. And I made contact with the creators, and I'll probably get them on to chat about it. Excuse me, but that would be I think I think I said to him, yeah, would love to do an interview and kind of chat more about it, but want to get my hands in there, get my hands dirty, and see what it's about. But what it promises is something that I think is pretty amazing, which is to be a homebrew platform. And I think if you're anything like me and do a bunch of homebrew or play systems that are kind of niche that don't maybe get the love on the major VTTs that you think they should, or not that you think they should, but they don't. It takes a certain amount of community support to get a game converted for use in a VTT or something similar, and a lot of games just don't get that far. And it would be great to say, hey, I could do it myself, but often doing it yourself could be a lot of work. I think anyone who's muddled around with Roll20 or Foundry or creating those modules knows they're not simple affairs, or Fantasy Grounds, or really any of them. And so a platform that will facilitate that will remove maybe some of the programming. And I haven't, like usual, as usual, I've really just kind of scanned this page. I haven't gone beyond it. I have not tried anything out. Got something in my teeth. Sorry about that. Riveting streaming as I'm trying to pull something out of my teeth while I'm talking. But an application that facilitates this ability to throw in your own homebrew stuff, or take your favorite system that maybe no one else has heard of outside you and the author, and throw it on there, or just add a bunch of content that you have for your setting and your particular rules that you want to lay on top of a well-known system. Seems like an amazing thing. Now, from what I understand, I just signed up for a free account. I don't think I have anything special, and from talking to the creator, the tier there is a I don't want to say premium, but there is a pay option, or maybe multiple pay options. I haven't actually looked. Maybe I should look, but I think it's more about, from what I understand, it's all just about space. It's about how much storage, how much of their kind of virtual storage, online storage, cloud storage you're using. And there's no functionality. From what I understand, no functionality is gated between whatever the free tier is and whatever the pay tier are. I don't know if there's multiple pay tiers. It's just a matter of how much space you need. So, coming on the homepage, I'll just give you their blurb because that's a good place to start. Tabletop Mirror is a one-stop shop for tabletop role-playing game homebrew tools. Design and play entirely new tabletop role-playing games, build robust worlds for your home games, and connect with your community, sharing your lore, world building, homebrew, and other creations! Exclamation point. See our features. Let's see them all. Let's see them all. All right, so here we go. And like I said, I'm pretty much fresh to all of this. I've certainly not messed around with anything. And we'll get into it. I might need to do this over multiple streams depending on what we decide to do, but let's just go through and read the offering, and then we'll try to delve into and see what kind of mischief we can make. So first up, there's a mechanics editor. Build complete game mechanics systems to accompany your world building for a completely new, I'm just going to say game and stop saying tabletop role playing game. So for a completely new game, I think this is all tabletop games. Hey, Brian. Okay, so build complete game mechanics systems to accompany your world building for a completely new game, or to create your own settings and homebrew rules for your favorite game. Customize the basics like number rounding, currency units, weight units, and more. Define the stats of items, spells, and even characters and how they are calculated. Create custom views for individual entity pages and their previews in the browsers. Enable or disable features from your system that you don't need. Rename the site's terminology for your specific rule system. Automatically sync all updates across all content within your framework. All right, that seems pretty cool. And I think the thing to note is what the creator told me. And like I said, when I do have him on to talk to him directly about it, we'll get into it. But he was basically created a homebrew system. I think his base was Pathfinder First Edition and wanted to create his own system. And this whole project kind of came out of his attempt to automate and do a lot of stuff for his home system. So pretty cool. Hey, Dungeon Master Masterclass. And hey, Bo. All right. So then we have an entities editor in which we can manage all the elements of our game system and make them available to everyone. We can create spells, items, spells, feats, and abilities using the mechanics you define. Legalize or mark as banned entities created by your community. Yeah. With it, the D&D wiki rule. Build out complete classes and heritages for players to use. Customize names and terms to immerse your players in your games. Use wiki-style functionality and full Markdown support. Oh, that'll be helpful to folks. I like Markdown to connect aspects of your world and make them understandable. Define how these entities interact with stats using custom formulae and autocomplete. All right, that's now we go into lore management. Manage every aspect of your tabletop game's lore from a single platform, making it collaborative or keeping every aspect a secret until your players discover it in game. So this is not only obviously they're not pitching us as just hey put your own system in here, but also you could do all your lore stuff. And there are some other existing web apps, and I don't know if web app is the right word or websites or whatever systems. No, not systems, definitely not the right word. Tools for managing your campaign and the lore aspect. But here they're kind of giving it to you all in one, which is cool. And it makes sense because oftentimes when you're doing a lot of homebrew, there's a really close coupling between the homebrew rules you're making and your setting. So it kind of makes sense if you can do it all in one place. Hey, no, sorry. All right, so we can manage all our lore stuff. We can create an entire wiki-like project for world building or rules with full markdown support. Share or hide events through your campaign to keep players from discovering spoilers. Cross-like events with the campaign management system, calendars, and custom maps. Create events in your lore and add them to custom calendars with unique timekeeping to generate your world's history. Ooh, I kind of like the sound of that one. I kind of hope they have something where you can throw in a map and then put markers on the map. Do some kind of fun map stuff. But we'll see. And this is. I should also note this is not. I think this is in active development. I'm not sure if they would call this an alpha or a beta, but it's not in some kind of final form. So I think there's definitely going to be stuff that we might run across, or you might run across if you go and create an account and start mucking around. Like I said, it's free. At least there's a free tier, and that's what I'm on. So there's no reason not to kind of get in there and muck around with it. There's probably some stuff. Whoa, I bumped my desk and everything's moving. Okay. There's probably some stuff that is either a little bit janky or not working right, or whatever, bugs, yada yada yada. But I'm on the Discord and I've just been kind of lurking there, and they're very actively working on it. And it is also a very small shop. I think the core person who's developing this is just one person. I think they have some other folks that they bring on for this and the other, but it's pretty much a one-man shop essentially. Complete virtual tabletop experience. Elevate your homebrew games digitally with seamless integration with our built-in VTT. Automatically have your content work with our included VTT. Choose between hex, square, and gridless approaches to tactical combat. Apply and track effects at the click of a button, and directly access and work with your lore directly from the VTT. There you go, with built-in note keeping as well. Custom timekeeping, if you'd like that. Map making. Draw maps by hand or import them from other sites. Name every geographical feature. Link them with the wiki-style entries and share them piece by piece or all at once. Automatically hide or show details as you zoom in or out. Share your world building and add as much fine detail as you want, or keep things vague until your players discover new areas. Complete search functionality to quickly find things across maps, no matter how big they are. That looks very cool. And then campaign management, build characters and use them in campaigns, design and use custom character sheets, write campaigns and invite players to join you, make rulings specific to your campaign, legalizing or banning things as you prefer, which we kind of saw earlier. And then finally, community interaction, control access to each entity to determine who has access to what and when, so you can develop your campaign over time without spoiling events. Everything comes equipped with commenting functionalities that immediately notify entity editors, use advanced search functionality, and create, manage, and invite users to roles for seamless collaboration. All right, that's a lot. I mean, and look, a feature list is extremely impressive. Like I said, it's not all finalized yet. It is under active development. I don't know if they have a change logs. They have a roadmap. We can just take a look at that. Yeah, let's jump to today. So let's see, they've been doing a lot. So if you look back to kind of over August, I don't know if that means that this circles means they made it or they didn't make it. Reach goals. So what are they working on for September, I guess? Get some GM preferences, some custom URLs, a new homepage, some emailing systems. Wow, I see these are kind of under reach. So if they can get there, maybe they can. An economy simulator and offline access. That might be kind of cool. And they got some community goals. They want to fully onboard 2 third-party publishers. and onboard the top 8 tabletop games. And then the reach for that one is onboard the top 10. Bum, bum, bum. All right, well, let's get into it now. That's enough of that. How do I get up? There we go. All right, so we can search everything. Where's the fun in that? That's me. I don't have anything in my profile. I don't have any content. I don't have any notifications. There's help. You if you know me and you know me, know how I make a living, then I'm not going to help. I mean, I will if I have to, but let's see what we get. All right, so we have two main tabs here, one for content, one for rule systems. I don't know where we should start, to be fair. Is it worth looking at someone's? Do we have? I'm kind of I think I was going back and forth about what exactly we should do. If we should try to input a rule system, if we should try to. I don't have any. I mean, I have kind of older campaign stuff I could throw on there, but I feel like I need to do more. I need to do more looking up and stuff. But what we could do is see if someone's got some active books. A guide to Gilmoril, a techno gothic nightmare. See some of these D&D 5e alignments, Dungeons Dragons 5th edition SRD rules. I'm not sure exactly what makes something a book. All right, well, I guess we'll have to open something up. Let's say I want something that's kind of been updated recently. So we got Earthfall. This looks like this is system. Edristia, official history of the material plane, gods of Felinor, grim and cryptid folktales, nihilist unknown. This isn't just a community updates. Text quest, the rule call to power rule set. All right, let's try Earthfall. Separate from Galarian, or all right, well, why I'm spinning only choose. Let's just see. Earthfall is a world separate from Galarian, and it's a world that's created by the adventures had within. Okay. All right. So it looks like okay. So just looking at this, so what would you get with your a book? And I'm guessing a book is where you could put your campaign stuff, but presumably it doesn't have to be campaign stuff because obviously they had other things they're putting in books. Rules can be a book. I'm not sure if everything can be a book. Unknown. Sorry, I got some in my eye now. Okay. So we got table of contents. Then we have an index. Not that much in here. So well, I don't know. What is this? A 107, 3640. They're not in alphabetical. Where's well, I don't need the first one. Let's go to 7655 day 99. Day 99. Okay, this looks like it's a so I'm not really so just to I'm not actually super interested in the content so much as kind of what people are making with it. So this looks like maybe it's a campaign recap, an after action report. So you can write down some stuff. Obviously, you can add an image, which they did. Looks like they generated AI image. Okay. Hey, we can go back. Underdark, Glassy Zone. What's this? This looks like it's a place. I think one thing that I'm trying to think, it might be nice, and I say this kind of as something maybe that, and who knows if it's already working or just, it would be nice to separate things if it's a place, if it's an event, or kind of a diary entry, maybe have an icon. That way it's just easy to separate these things out. Because this looks like it's a place. This looks like it's a lore. This looks like it's another kind of lore document. This is another place, a political place. This maybe is a place or a thing. This seems like maybe it's a person. Nope, it's a place. But here, I think we can see that it kind of belongs. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be related to these. They just kind of cross-link them, or if it's giving us some kind of geography, like Conmorag is inside Morag Moss, which is inside Belthor, which is inside Morag. Don't know. Dungeon Master Masterclass says, does the creator have something uploaded to show off features? Maybe. I'll take a look. But I'm also curious, as much as I'm sure there may be something, we can take a look. I do also want to see what people are actually doing. So it's one thing if the creator can do everything in a. Oh, this is page 2 of 17. Okay, so there's actually a bunch more stuff in here. I'm happy to look at that too, but to be honest, I'm almost more interested in what actual people can do because we're not the programmer. We don't have. He's been doing this stuff for forever, so that maybe they'll give us the like. Here is the optimal if you could do everything, but I kind of want to see what normal folks with normal time constraints and who don't have a vested interest on putting out something like what can you just manage to do. But maybe I'll try to find theirs as well just to do that. I'd love to see a map, but I don't know. This is where I don't. And again, what I don't know because I'm not in here doing it is if this is just the way this person's laid it out. That might be this, or 'cause it'd be nice to be able to get a map of the spot and then pick stuff. Maybe. Let's see. World overview. Might that give us something? No. All right, let's pick another one because I don't know. I don't know how good this particular one is. Good's not the right one. What's the word? If they're using how optimal, I guess it is. All right, so this is the development logs. Let's see if there's one. This is the blog. Well, we can look at the blog to see if they've got something. Interesting that it doesn't put them in order here. Oh, I think it's an alphabetical, not the index. I think is obviously it's going 1 0 1 1 and 1. Yeah, okay. Alphabetical, not chronological. Let's see. And I'm guessing some of these also are not public. Maybe that's why we don't have. Let's just look at a couple other ones and see what we have. All right, so I don't want to do a rule set quite yet. This is a city. Oh, this looks like it's a. Okay, that's also a rule set, I guess. This is lore. Island of Grim locations. Is that a map? Okay, so there we have a map, but it's just an image. But we can see some different ways we have to organize things. So they're using a table in an interesting way. So they're doing towns in one column, notable locations, purpose and descriptions. I don't know if I love this as a way of organizing it, but hey, this is how they want to do it. Ghost Bay, you get a nice picture. Okay, so that's another way to do things. But I just, if we're wondering, this map, they may not have put it in as a map. It's not clickable. Not clickable. Let's see. That's the Island of Grim. Is this a clickable map? No. It's also not a clickable map. Okay. We do have an NPC, Albert Weston Grimm. An encounter there. Okay. So we're seeing what kind of layout stuff they can do. That's good. Let's exit. God complex basic rules. Athas lore and history. 6 months old. Oh, they didn't. Maybe it was started and not finished. No, that one hasn't been started, but has not that much done to it yet. All right, let's see if we're still in the content tab. There's a lot here, so let's see. Let's see if we can get a session map. Maybe there's that. Okay, there are no session maps yet. So keep in mind this stuff is also fairly new. So and something that has years and years of folks doing stuff. Character building, stat blocks, campaigns and parties. Does anyone have any? Maybe not. All right. Let's go to rule systems. So let's see. So what is the one? I don't remember. I think he told me the name of his rule set, the original one, but I don't remember. So we have year zero engine that says it's near complete. Framework only near complete. We have a work in progress Cyberpunk Red. We have the 5th edition SRD. Pathfinder 1D SRD, Pathfinder 2 SRD, which is in progress. Call to Power. Was that his system? I'm not sure. Let's just check out call to power. All right, so here we get the what the rule system section looks like. So we have some tabs. Presumably, these are going to be. I'm going to guess they're pulled from maybe titles or pages you make, so that you don't have to have all of these if you don't have all of these. General description, details, using gold, weights in pounds, get feats, character level +1 divided by 2. Let's see. So Dungeon Master Masterclass is under contents. Was there a timeline feature? I'll take a look in a few moments. I'll go back there. So let's see here. We got time units, character derivations. Oh, this is cool. So you can have multiple levels of these tabs. I wonder if there's a better way to do this top tab menu. Top tabs, this kind of tabbing I think is great until you have to have the arrows, and then I think it kind of falls apart. But I know from a programmatic standpoint, this case they have a lot, some case they have a few. I don't know if I'd use drop downs or maybe encourage nesting, but it's a small matter. It's just a UI. A UI flavor. So we have attributes, derivations. So we get all your kind of gaming stuff. Those are modifications. We have the actual attributes, combat maneuvers, defenses, other calculators, saves, skills. Cool. It may be the best way to really get into it is to do one myself, something. But let me go back. Was there a time thing? So there's world building, there's calendars. Oh, cool. So you can create your own calendar, or you can grab one of these. So they have a medieval calendar. No description. I don't know how this works though. So we've got one momenta, 90 absolute units. Is this really medieval? One momenta, 1 hour, solar, one puncta, 1 minuta, 1 day, 24 solars, 1 week, 7 days, 1 fortnight. Okay, so I'm not familiar with punctas and momentas, but that's kind of cool. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a medieval calendar, but you can use that or you can make your own. So for your timeline, now let's see, if we go back to the home page, what was mentioned timekeeping was that you can make your own timekeeping. You can align different elements with different dates and they can share them. So it's presumably you could do that. But what I think we'll have to do, DMMC, is I'll probably have to pick my pick streams to do different things. There's no way I'm going to be able to do the test or to really kind of delve into everything today. Do we have any modules yet? We might not. And then let's see, explore. These might be for stuff that I'm doing. So I think that's for kind of my management. All right. Let's do something. Let's make a rule system. All right, let's try. Let's just do something. Now, I thought I might end up making a rule system, and I thought, why not go back to the beginning and see? We're not going to get it all done here today, obviously, but we can start. See how far we get. I'm just trying to find which book I need. I got the white box here. Excuse me. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. That's all the Arduin, Eldritch Wizardry. I got the Arduin books also kind of fit in there, so I put them in there. Here, let's see. Here's Wilderness and the Underworld. Greyhawk, no. Gods, Demigods, and Heroes, no. Blackmore, no. More Arduin. Monsters and Treasure. Where's Men and Magic? Did Men and Magic vanish into the ether on me? Monsters and Treasure, Underworld and Wilderness. I got everything else, but Men and Magic has decided to vanish before my very eyes. Hold on a minute. A mystery. A mystery has unfolded. Yeah, it is somewhere else. Did I take Min? I must have taken Min and Magic and stuck it somewhere else. And now I don't have it. Oh, all right. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can. If it's just off camera, I'll grab it. Otherwise, I'll grab something else. So hold on a minute. Be right there. Be right there. That's there. Well, barring, I'll have to look later for what I did with my Men in Magic book, but I got BX. So we'll start with BX instead. Specifically B. So let's create a system. I'm going to call it 1981. And you know, I know, whatever. It's, there we go. Okay, there's no description for this rule set. Can I edit that? I guess I got to go here to this button. The rule set from the fantasy tabletop role-playing rule set from 1981 as developed by Cook and Marsh. I know there's probably more. Is it right? Is that right? Moldvay and Mash. Yeah. Oh, Moldvay, right. Sorry, Moldvay. How could I forget Moldvay? Cook and Marsh. And then save. No cover image yet. We don't have, I see. So they have, looks like, so we don't have feats. We don't have heritages. We've got abilities. Default dice for checks. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure what to put there, actually. Rounding down. Yeah, strict. Think of this rule system as your explanation to the VTT of how the game works. Humans generally won't have an easy time reading all the form fields and etc. from this page. Instead, you probably want to have a written explanation of the rules for humans. Ah, this is where the book comes in. Ah, okay. Oh, interesting. All right. So there we go there. So this is more, okay. So the rule sets are more for the VTT. I got you. All right. And then you use a book, you kind of book to make the human readable version. I think this is good for now. Items, item properties, that's fine. We don't need feats. Abilities, classes. We don't have heritages in BX because it's race is class. So let's see. Timekeeping in turns. Let's add a unit. Round. Abbreviation. Is it RD? No, not as infinite. Is that the convey into action economy unit? Whoops. Hold on a minute. What did I do? All right. Well, I'll just gotta go round. RD. Add a new time limit. Third. Abbreviation T. I guess. I don't know if that's. What is that? I don't know what convert into action means. I'll just save that for right now. And then I guess we'll just go there. Actions per cycle. Refresh rate. I don't know. I don't know what that is yet. Okay, so we're going to leave. Well, I think I converted that per rounds. Actions per cycle. I don't know. Your action economy system determines how characters can act and take turns when it's in play. System label. Cycle label. Cycle duration. Time units. Time units define the forms of counting time and their duration relative to a baseline time unit. These are separate from more. Okay, well, let's see. So, e.g., so system label. I guess we'd go. I don't know. We'll try. We'll do combat. Yeah, combat turn duration is hmm. Ba-ba. Actually, I'm going to leave it blank because I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. All right. I don't want to get bogged down. Don't want to get bogged down. Let's just let's keep it moving. Let's save that. So we got timekeeping. I'm not sure if I'll keep those or how that works, but we'll just keep going. Excuse me. Okay, character derivations of the main bulk of your system. They represent all the stats that belong to characters, attributes, skills. No groups defined yet. Organize all the stats. Okay, so we have group name, attributes, ATTR, opposed to attack, initial points represent your way for characters to invest in this derivation group. Not all groups will have or need points. Point mappings, properties. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to need a tutorial. Maybe I need time to. Is there? Let's see. What does the help tell us? Let's see. Getting started. Oh, practical example. That might be the one. Building the 5th edition SRD. Making okay. Well, maybe actually that might. Here we go. Character derivations. So the five derivation groups for 5th edition are ability scores, ability score modifiers, saving throw skills, and other. Okay. Notice we separate ability scores and their modifiers. Why? It's because you can put points into an ability score, but not into its modifier. Modifier is just a calculation based on the overall score. Okay. So there they made group derivations, group definitions for those. Then, okay. And then it has the tabs for each group. I get that. So they make the ability scores. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. So Link BX, you don't get any ability score modifiers once you've created your character. Returning, okay, to implement this, we're going to start by setting up the points section. Players start with 27 points. Oh, I see. So I guess the question is, well, I have a few questions. Question number one is, if we're not using points and we want to use 3d6 down the line type thing, how would one do that? Can we do that, or would it have to be point by? Not if it was point by, I wouldn't care super much. But it's an interesting. I don't know what I call it. I guess it would be a limit, right? All right. So I don't know how useful if I'm struggling. I'm struggling is not the word. I've never done this before. Do I need to go? Did it open up? I gotta leave full screen for a second just to see. It did. Okay. Let's go back. All right. Point carryover. So what's the point mappings? Is that? Oh, I see. Point mapping at start, point mapping at level ones. Must create was one derivation in this group. Where is the derivations? Derivation name. All right. I'm gonna be going back and forth a lot. Derivation name. What was so the derivation name was what? You got derivation groups. Then ability scores. Da, 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 da. Yes, this is going to take some fiddling around. Faux show. Okay. 'Cause it seems like what we're trying to do. Maybe I should read this. It's probably reading the help thing. So we got the rules set right. We got the timekeeping tab. Seconds. Okay, so their timekeeping units say seconds, rounds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, forever. Okay, that's fine. Action economy, initiative, turn one, one action is one, bonus action, reaction. Okay. I think I got you. What is a character derivation? It's a single number that's calculated on your characters. For example, in fifth edition, it can refer to an ability score, skill, or your AC. When you have lots of derivations that are related to each other, maybe they share a pool of investable points like skills, they are a derivation group. Derivations are always numbers. For non-number fields, see derivation properties or character fields. It will make more sense as we go. All right, so we got for fifth edition, there are five. Right. Ability scores. So okay, I think where I think where I'm going awry is I'm thinking like this is where we're going to input strength and stuff, but that's actually not what we're doing. We're just literally setting up the numbers. So for the ability scores, the numbers range from whatever to whatever. In say BX's sense, it would be technically 3 to 18, and then so they're talking about implementing. It's hard because I'm trying not to get too much. 'Cause I'm not trying to do 5e yet. So they're basically putting points on it. I guess we'll have to come back and see, and maybe I have to ask if I wanted to do a random generation of scores as opposed to point by how you do that. But in this case, they're doing it kind of point value style, and they end up with, and they do these kind of mappings. What did the mappings do? Start defining some point mappings by defining what each point value is converted into for the purpose of increasing a derivation. We'd want 0 to 0, 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and so on. But as per the table above, we also want input 7 becomes 5 and input 9 becomes 6, and no mapping for 6 to 8. As we don't want to apply this at character start, we set this to apply only at start. So they're basically putting in the point by rules into the system, which makes sense, except we're not using that. Wait a minute. Now you create strength. So you create a derivation called strength. What does that look like? Okay. Hey, Magnus. All right. So now we're setting it. Now you set up. So you set up all the numbers, and then you set up the actual derivations. You know what I'm going to do? Let me go back out. Let me back out of mine, and let's take a look at the 5e one because that's the one I'm going to make the most sense to me. So we look at their derivations, so we can see score modifiers. So here are their derivations: strength mod, dex mod, con mod, intelligence mod, wisdom mod, charisma mod. Ability scores, and that's the mapping for your point by. And then you have your actual derivations: strength, dex, con, int, wisdom, and charisma. And then there's other, which is what in this case, AC and proficiency bonus. And then your saving throws. And then skills. Okay. Yeah, I think it's probably a fool's errand for me to try to create one right now. What I think what I'll have to do is there's some point where it will get interesting, but I feel like if it's just me trying to fiddle faddle around, it's just going to it's just going to waste everybody's time. This is just some water for the working man. Not be particularly fruitful. But looking at what they did for the SRD probably is more because not that I'm a 5e expert by any means, but we at least see the structure, which is going to be similar to what we're doing, what I would do if I was going to put BX in there. They don't have any class fields as of yet. I'm not sure what a class field is. What is a class field? And let me know if there's something you guys want to see more. I don't have some lore to just throw in. If I was someone who thought more ahead of time, I could have bundled together some lore and said, "Ha, I can throw this in there," which again I can do on another stream. But we're just kind of we're really just taking a look at things, and probably I picked the more complicated one to start with, which was putting in the rules, which is my mistake. But I think using the SRD and then seeing kind of looking at the help will probably give us a better idea of how things are supposed to go. Let's see. Okay, create a system. We got that part. General. Okay, entity fields. Entity fields. Okay, each entity fields on Tabletop Mirror are values that vary between entities of a particular type. Derivation properties can vary from derivation to derivation. Item fields vary from item item. Ability fields vary from ability, etc. Whenever your system has a value that varies from a specific kind of entity to other entities of the same type, that's probably an entity field. Remember, entities are just a general word for things on Tabletop Mirror. Items, abilities, feats, classes, etc. All types of entities. Why is it important? This is the foundation of how Tabletop Mirror works for every system out there. Let's go into more detail by returning the question: what about armor adding to armor class? All right, so for inputting armor and armor class in 5e, there's several kinds of armor, each granting a different bonus to AC. For example, characters can wear leather armor, which grants +1, or a chain shirt, which adds +3, and so on. Notice the bonus granted by each armor varies from armor to armor. This makes it a great candidate for an item field, the entity fields associated with items. Okay, so we go to the items tab. Where's the items tab? So we're looking at the items tab. So I guess we don't have any. I guess we'll have to try to figure out. Maybe they don't have classes in there, which is why there's no class fields. So items overview, price, and gold pieces, weight. We're kind of seeing the templating system a little bit here. So we're seeing how they're pulling, wherever they're sort of throwing databasing, storing their items, right? You're picking the item dash category field and throwing it in there and all that stuff. We don't actually, this looks, oh no, wait, so that's the overview. So item slots, they don't have any item fields. Category for the type of item. So I think, okay, I'm starting to get a sense of what's going on here. So what you're doing, I think, is you're creating an object like you might if you were working with a database, something like that, right? Or some kind of model. You're creating a model, and so the model for an item has these various things in there. So if you imagine if you were working on some kind of, I guess really database is kind of the biggest thing to work, and you were figuring out like, okay, we need to create an inventory system with different items in our shop, right? So we're going to create a model, and the most generic model is just a thing, and then we can add a whole bunch of different parameters inside the thing, and then you can filter on that thing for different to get different things. That's right. So we might have, in a grocery store, you might have your vegetables versus your meats versus your dairy versus potato, whatever. And like you might have the aisles, right? Okay, this is that. So we know how to categorize things. That's kind of the same thing. So these fields are all here for stuff that might pertain to an item, and then for an individual item, you would go through and fill all this out. So hey, what category is it in? If it doesn't have an enhancement, what's the rarity? What if is it an armor category? Is it a ranged weapon? What's the weapon range? What's its attack bonus? All that kind of stuff. I'm starting to kind of wrap my brain over what they're doing now. We don't know what slots does yet. There's the overview. So basically, kind of like my JavaScript brain kicked in with seeing these, like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get it. We're making models here. And this is kind of similar. I think all these things are going to kind of work similarly. I'm still the derivation stuff is going to take me, I think, more time. I get how we get kind of these. I'm still figuring out the putting those together. But I think it's probably something similar. We're kind of setting up all these variables. But I am very curious. Do a lot of modern games use? I mean, I guess in the OSR, it's still a lot of games use randomized rolling for attributes. I wonder if that's just something that they don't have support for quite yet. Maybe we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But then obviously it's not used for 5th edition. But you could see here, I guess maybe the takeaway for you who's watching this, who might be thinking, gosh, this is the most boring thing ever. The takeaway is that there's obviously a lot of complexity in in setting up, or I think like anything, right? The initial thing, which would be doing going from scratch, of setting up your rule set, it's going to take a little thinking through because you have to look at your, look at items, not just all your equipment, all your stuff, and seeing how you want to categorize things, and then you're kind of creating that out. Once you have it, adding in individual things will be fairly easy. Just okay, yeah, a leather armor. Is it armor? Yes. Is it a ranged weapon? No. What does it cost? This. What's its bonus? That. Right. You could sure all that stuff. But there's going to be an initial. Okay, we got to set it up. Now the thing is that this what Tabletop Mirror is giving to you, though there's a cost to it, like anything, right? It's giving you the ability to do this without doing a bunch of programming, but you're going to have to learn, which is the struggle for me. No fault to the application, but trying to learn on the fly while you're streaming live is not the not the most ideal circumstances. Is wrapping your brain around how this application is configuring things, and then getting your mind space into its mind space, and then it's going to click at some point. You go, aha, and then you're going to be able to do it. Right? I think if I spend a couple of hours sitting there struggling to put in the BX or something, or the white box, if I can figure out where I stuck my men and magic, then I think I'd get that click and go, oh, okay, here it is. I am wondering about the whether you can use dice for your characters attributes, and you did not do point buy. But maybe this is because here you can design a sheet, so maybe you have to design a sheet to do it. I'm not sure. I have to read through that. But there is a lot here. There's a lot here. I'm trying to think what can we look at that will be to give us a good look, because it's in flux. It's fairly new. Not a whole bunch of stuff on here, and the stuff that's on here is not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all basically new. I think everyone besides maybe the creator, and even they might be as they're developing stuff, right? Everyone's kind of just on the fly, just kind of throwing things out there and getting used to the system. It's not something particularly polished. I mean, maybe this SRD, because it seems like it's one they're using for examples, is one that's more polished in terms of the rules. But the rules don't really give us this stuff doesn't tell us a whole lot. Um, oh, did we go to timelines? Hold on a minute. Do we have anything timelines? Oh, well, here, if Dungeon Master Masterclass is still here, we got, no, no, we got a timeline, but it's empty. And what about this one? An hour ago, 0 events. All right, so they've made timelines, but haven't put anything in them yet. And we do have some world maps. Oh, let's see, the Gilmore world map. Okay, but we can't, nothing clickable on this one. All right. What about Carmine Reach? Seems like people are people doing this right now? These are all week old. Mort. Good old Mort. I do like this ability to just kind of rough out a map. And it would be cool because I know someone, I forget where I was wondering about where players could draw maps. And I'd be curious if players, I don't see why not, couldn't draw their own maps. But it seems like almost like kind of a nice whiteboard feature for doing things. We saw the calendars. Does anyone have any events? Yes, there is a timeline feature, but no timelines itself. And I think probably if I was to create a timeline, I have to actually put in some stuff first. If I input some things, then maybe I could put in a timeline. Or maybe I could probably just mock up something. Malin reached the Greywater. The Malin, as the fair call them, come to this land from far away. Upon their great ships they sail, magically commanding them along rivers and against the currents. They do not speak of where they came from often, nor why they left, but they are hardworking and have made great strides in forming good relations with the other two demographics of the land. Well, so there you go. Those are events. Start of the game. Burning of the Litwood, the construction of West Hill. And these are all, I think they're just pulled from anybody's campaign. I guess they're just, you just kind of can see them. It'd be nice to be able to filter on campaigns. Or maybe you just have to, well, let's see, does this give us a calendar events? Doesn't say what game it belongs to. Well, there it does. So we get the date. So maybe they haven't set up a timeline. Maybe that's something we have to set up ourselves. We can go in, let's see, if we go, come on, that's me. Yeah, my content. Yeah. Charts, calendars. I think I probably need to create something before I could create a timeline. That's calendar events. Okay. But you can see it all there. So let's, lores. What's a lore? On the book. How do we create a lore? Do I need to create a campaign first? Create lore. Lore name. Nothing to see here. No books. Short intro. In a place of little importance, nothing of consequence was accomplished. Notes. Just a test. Nothing to see here. Okay, we could save that. So here we got, let's see. So we can add a book. We don't have a book. We can add a map. I don't have a map. Add a calendar event. Add a calendar. We'll go with medieval. Add a timeline. Please select a timeline. Time of hexes. Yes. Oh, I can't make my own. Cancel. Can I add? Well, I don't want to make their timeline. Can I make a new event? All right. So maybe let's save this. How do I add a time? Where do I go to add a timeline? Timelines. Create a timeline. Yeah, I got that. Select. Yes. All right. I'm going to change it now. The hex stage. I don't know. What's a good timeline? I can put hex. Hex in time. No. There we go. All right. Edit timeline settings. Yeah, right now it's private. That's fine. Said save. Okay. Manage sub. Oh, we can have sub timelines. Add an event. Yes. Where's my event? Didn't I just have? Didn't I have an event? What was my event called? Cancel. All right, so let me go to lores. Yeah, nothing to see here. Where's nothing to see here? All right, so we got the timeline. Yes, the hexed timeline. Select. Okay. Now, calendar events. All right, so it looks like I have to go. I think it would be nice if you could create an event from here instead of having to go out, it seems like, and then go back. And so we have the Han timeline. Can I visit it? Still showing 0. Now I need to create an event. Okay. All right. With much pomp, a little circumstance. Okay, slinks to the shadows. Unseen and but little heard. All right. Undefined date format. Whoa, boy. One momentous. Do I have to spell that out? Does that work? I'm doing this for you, Dungeon Master Masterclass, so you better still be here. Goodness. I think I need a date picker would be great. Zero year. No. Do I have to really? Is that how I'm supposed to do it? That work? Okay. Undefined date format. Aha. That didn't work. Can I do 1/1/1001? Undefined date format. All right, well, I'll have to figure out how the date format works. Maybe picking the medieval calendar, not the best one to do. But there, I assume if we had a bunch of these, they would start to trickle in, and it'd probably make more sense. But we could see the timeline. I'm guessing the timeline will start stretching out. But I think until I can figure out the date format, I just, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know how to do that. What is in this evil calendar? Yeah. How's that supposed to work, pal? Convert this time format. Undefined date format. Okay. I don't know. IRL, undefined date format. Yeah, I don't know. How do those work? What if we add one? What does that mean? That didn't do anything. And I can't undo that. All right. Oh, you know what? Hold on a minute. Delete. Yeah, I don't want the copy. Go to medieval. All right, let's just see if we can get this. Okay, we have moments. Yeah, I got that. Date formatting. Okay. I know, just define my date format. I know. Finding a date format. All right, let's try this. So we want abbreviation. So MT lunar forward slash day forward slash year lunar. Then we want, right, it's would be um menu. Someone tell me if I'm doing this. Think is puncta seconds? No, it would be hour. Oops, no, I got that wrong. Hold on. What's hour? HR solar menu puncta momenta. Ooh. Oh, PNC. Let's see. PNC MMT. MMT. How do I save that? Okay. Yeah, I don't I'm trying to hang on here. I'm trying to hang on. I think I want to put year 0. Nah, year 1's good. That's fine. Okay. All right. Let's see if this helps. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back to content, the lores. No, I think I'm not. No, I wanted. No, sorry. I think that. So let me edit this. I'm going to change the calendar to medieval copy. Okay, save that. Let's go to my timeline. Edit the timeline settings. Can I do that? Is that what I want? Oh, maybe not. Sure, save. What is this? A wild hex appears. Content. Let's just go to events. A wild hex appears. Edit this. Select a new calendar. Wait, what happened to medieval? Uh oh. Hold on a minute. Oh no. Oh no. I can't do the date. I can't seem to do the date. Welp. All right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I look, I'm just trying to I'm goofing. The hex timeline. I feel like the timeline. Well, I'm fine with that. Yeah, you see, I get you. I get you. I just don't know. I keep wanting to scroll down here and do like set the timelines calendar. So here, so the timeline, you see the line, and presumably more stuff's going. I think basically Dungeon Master Masterclass. Once you get sorted on the calendar, and maybe I should have picked the in real life calendar and not the medieval one. That might have been my hubris to do that. But I think you can do what you want to do with the timeline. I think we just need to, as the platform matures, we'll get more things. So this was kind of a first look. It's a bit of a mess on my part. I apologize. You know me, I'm noodling around trying to just figure out how to get things to work. I'm going to make a game plan for the next thing I do on this. I'm going to do some stuff on my own. Probably be better, just more informative and more educational to just be noodling about. Actually get something in, maybe fix my timeline. Maybe I'll just start over, delete my time, delete all that stuff, and just start anew. I think actually this calendar is going to work now that I've got this part sorted. I don't know how to do the converter's kind of interesting. I don't know how to do the mapping part. No mappings found to this thing. I don't know if there's a way to sharing, date formatting, got that stuff. But I think now that this will work, I probably will need to just set this up. Um, Probably need to just kind of set some stuff up, and then maybe I'll find Men in Magic wherever I stuck it, and I'll go and I'll put some of that in there, or I'll go through and do BX and maybe try to get an understanding, or I'll put in my own system that I've been noodling on, and then we'll take a look at what the actual VTT portion looks like once I can get some rules in there, or we can do the maybe do the SRD if you run it. But I think I want to kind of do something, add something of my own, and kind of get the sense that that works. But I encourage you, I encourage all of you, if you're all interested in this, if you have your homebrew, just make a free account, check it out, noodle around with it like I am, see if it's something that will work for you. It seems like a pretty cool way to share content with your players. I know there's other tools out there, but you know, this one does a lot. But obviously, especially when putting in the rule systems, even though you're not programming, it's still pretty technical. Maybe they'll work on doing some kind of UI stuff to kind of make sort of a layer for those of us who are a little bit not in the frame, not in the same, not in the kind of the programming frame of mind. I think it is still, you kind of have to think about it. Like I said, I think the way if you ever set up models in a database for some kind of software, I think you'll picture it better than if you haven't. Maybe there's some way to do some visual mappings, drag and drops, things like that, stuff that like Roll does, but Roll is very limited in what you can do. Whereas this is seems has like it has a lot of room to put in kind of what you want, but at the same time, there can be some limitations, especially now as we're still working on stuff, and of course, wrapping your brain around it. It's going to be a thing. But yeah, check it out. I will be doing more with this tool. I'm going to have get the creator on here for a chat about it, and maybe they can give us it'd probably be worthwhile for them to give us a test drive, I think, as something to save everyone from my fiddle faddling around. But you know, it's got a lot of possibilities, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. And I'm hoping that this is maybe one of a wave of tools that instead of giving us someone's fully baked in systems, like, hey, bake, we'll be the oven, and you can easy bake your own system and stuff. That would be fabulous. Awesome. So I wish it all the success in the world. I'm going to keep playing with it. I'll let you know what I come up with. That's all I got. So until next time, enjoy the rest of your day, night, whenever you end up watching or listening to this. Game on, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.